Alrighty, boys. Happy Tuesday. This is the trade recap from Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. And let me break down the trade we took today on stream. So this is the trade on MNQ. You can see that caught a nice little win here, and it was kind of a pain in the ass with sitting through a bunch of chop, but ultimately made the most with what we had to work with, I guess, would be what I would say. So currently the P&L, 560 on the leader account, 556.90 on the follower accounts. So we are up about $2,700 on the day. So let me go ahead and just move that out of the way. And yeah, man, let's actually jump over to E-mini chart just so I can show you guys the analysis here and the thought process without having the markups in the way. So E-mini NASDAQ, basically, long story short, pretty simple read today in terms of knowing that we expanded a lot yesterday and we had a lot of unmitigated fair value gaps that price could pull back into. We did have an SMT divergence with the data high with ES. So ES had traded above this high here. We had a bearish SMT going into market open. So what I was expecting or anticipating was that price would manipulate lower during opening range to rebalance before going higher. So I wanted to see price sell off into 50% of the range, discount of the range, before looking to be bullish. And actually, we had an opportunity to potentially short, just did not get picked up on the short. So as price traded up here, we had a bearish SMT again on the 1 minute. So I was actually looking to short first presented fair value gap, which was right here. So first presented fair value gap right here, and wanted to see price pull into this to short before going to 50% of the range. Some of you are probably looking at this like, oh, did you catch this? No, I did not take the short here. And what happened is I actually wanted to long here, or I'm sorry, I wanted to short here. Did not get picked up. Stop was here and was just looking to target 50% discount of the range. That was going to be it. Just wanted to target that. Didn't get it. Once we went to 50% of the range, I deleted the sell limit and actually looked to go long. And I actually got left behind on the long as well. So I framed up this 1 minute inversion. If you guys watch the stream back, you'll see this is kind of how it all played out. Once this candle closed, you can make the argument that I was just being a little too stingy, and I put a limit on the retest of this inversion fair value gap. And I was looking to target first presented fair value gap and then leave some runners to maybe go take out like 930 open, etc. But this was my first target. And once price ran away, right? It ran away without picking me up here and touched first presented fair value gap. I deleted the buy limit. So I deleted this buy limit. We hit my target and started reversing very, very sharp, very quick. So I just said, I'm not going to mess with it, and I took the limit off, and I just kind of waited for price to show me some more confirmation. Now, we were moving pretty quick, and it made me feel like that could potentially just continue. Like I said, we already had achieved the sell side rebalance and target for shorts, so I was not bearish anymore, and I was willing to trust bullish PD raise. So when we got this inversion here, what I did is I put a limit on the inversion, got picked up on the inversion. We can go back over to MNQ. Got picked up on the inversion right here, and I put my stop loss here because one of two things. One, I wanted my stop loss to be protected by this inversion gap, and I wanted my stop loss to be protected by this fair value gap, right? And some of you would say this is kind of an aggressive stop because it could have easily stopped me out and then still held the gap, which is true. But in my mind, what I'm thinking is, okay, if I'm truly correct, right, I don't want to be seeing this for, this PD ray fail, this PD ray fail. By that point, it's just like the trade's not as good probability wise. So I'm thinking to myself, because the range is so big, like, look at this. My stop was 69 points, 69. And I saved myself over 30 points on the stop. And just thinking in terms of probabilities, like trying to kind of tread the line between, what is a probabilistic stop loss to where if price goes there, the trade is most likely invalidated. I understand that it could have stopped me out and still not invalidated the trade technically, but it was just, I guess, a chance I was willing to take because I was willing to bet that we were going higher because we had already rebalanced. And again, just not wanting to put myself in a situation where I'm, making a stop bigger than it needs to be when in reality price is probably disrespecting what I'm longing off of, if that makes sense. So that was why I put the stop where I did, protected by this gap and this inversion. You can see here that the macro ends, like right basically as I'm entering the trade, which is not ideal. I like to be entering like in the macro and just allowing the macro to kind of give me the move. I already told you guys that I got left behind on the short here and the long here. So, that's kind of a wash. And then once I was in this trade, because we were outside the macro, I just kind of assumed that I was going to potentially need to just sit through higher resistance, chop, more sideways, slow action. And it's exactly what happened. I don't like sitting through chop. I don't like sitting through slow price action. It does get uncomfortable. It does suck. But we did it today. And if you want to go like watch the actual whole thing play out, like I'm on stream, probably visibly uncomfortable. And, it is what it is. Sometimes you just have to do that. And today was one of those days. So never easy, but it is what it is. We still had good risk. I entered with 4 micros here. My stop was here. So my risk was like a little over $500 on the trade. And then we ended up accumulating in here, generating some actual buy side and sell side. So we're generating liquidity on both sides of this range. We swipe the sell side, taps into that lower fair value gap, respecting it. And then price finally turns around and reverses. I go break even as price is trading into this high here. It does come back very, very, very close to getting me out of break even. Luckily, it does not get all the way there. I stay in the trade, and then price finally runs up through the data highs on ES. So the data highs on ES were right here. I'm looking at 830, this opening price. It wicked up, and then we never revisited it. We never revisited those highs. Here in opening range after opening bell, we generated more liquidity there. So to me, it was just a stronger liquidity pool to use. And that was what I did. So once ES ran up above that data high, that is where I took my first partial off here. We were running through this high at the same time. And then I took another partial off here. You can see it was like a really good exit above 930 open. And again, we had SMT stalling out a little bit, and then we were about to come into the macro, and I just didn't really know if I should trust it. So I kept one on, took one more off there, and then got stopped out in profit here. I trailed my stop below this low right there. So that was that. And now we see price kind of slowly capitulating back higher. Did not, again, I was bullish from this rebalance on the higher time frame, but obviously on the lower time frame, a lot of noise, pretty deep retracements. It definitely was kind of a difficult day to trade and manage overall. I mean, if you look at right here, this 10 a.m. candle, like it was a doji. Look at this. Like if you lost money trading in silver bullet hour today, you can give yourself a little grace because that's tough, right? Like the fact that I was able to, hold the trade, kind of have proper expectations and make money from this candle is honestly, like, I'm very happy about that. I'm very grateful for that. Because generally when hourly candles look like this, I'm sometimes not on that right side of things. I'm usually kind of the guy that sometimes can get chopped up in that. It's just easy to get chopped up when you see, doji candles like this with wicks both sides. It's tough environment, right? So that was how this all kind of played out today. We will see. I do, and as the stream was ending, I was saying that I do still kind of like higher prices, again, just all based off that higher time frame thesis. And I'm just not willing to fade this and assume that this range is going to fail. Like if it's going to fail, I want it to show me that, because if it can fail this range, then I can target lows. I can target the sell side. But until that happens, I'm just going to stick with that logic, right? Rebalance to go higher, rebalance to go higher, rebalance to go higher, sweep lows to new highs, sweep lows to new highs, internal, external, et cetera, et cetera. Like that's just going to be how we read this. So yeah, man, that's that. I don't know if I'll take anything else today. In all likelihood, I probably won't. But I guess I'll keep you guys updated if I do on Twitter. But otherwise, yeah, man, that's how we did today. Hopefully you guys did well also. And I guess just before I let you guys go, I did run a giveaway in the Discord today. And the guy is from Ethiopia, so he can't actually claim it. So we got to rerun that giveaway here at some point. If you're not in the Discord, it is linked in the description of the video. Hop in there. We're going to do some giveaways over the rest of the week for Black Friday and for just Thanksgiving in general. But if you guys want, we do have Black Friday sale just rolled out with Tradeify. 40% off, 25K, 50K lightning funded accounts, 50K, 100K, 150K growth accounts. Code TT or code Tyler will work. And it ends on Monday at midnight, boys and girls. So, yeah, man, if you're not in the Discord, hop in there. We'll run some more account giveaways. Like I said, over Thanksgiving, over Black Friday, over the weekend, probably on stream tomorrow as well. But this is, yeah, man, this is how we did today. Not too shabby. Definitely could have been a lot worse. Grateful to be walking away green and just, you know, not getting spooked with all the lower time frame noise and just letting the trade breathe, letting it play out. Obviously, plenty of, a couple close calls here. Almost got stopped break even there. Close calls, but ultimately it played out. So we can't be too mad. The P&L one last time. 560 on the leader, 556, 2,700 across 5 accounts. But appreciate you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. Code Tyler, code TT if you want to take advantage of the Black Friday sale. Otherwise, I will see you guys on stream tomorrow. Peace and love, everybody.